What's up guys, it's Findon. This is a 12-inch MacBook Air, the smallest Mac that Apple has ever made. No, this is smaller than the 11-inch MacBook Air. Such a compact, tiny size, even for my small hands. So portable and lightweight, I can take this thing almost anywhere. Wait, does anyone else hear that? Apple. This is the 17-inch MacBook Pro, and it is absolutely ginormous. Look at how much empty space there is. There's like nothing here but palm rest. If we put the 12-inch here and yeah, you can pretty much very quickly see the difference. Like it's not even close to the size of these things. The main reason I have this thing here is because we're going to be modernizing this Mac. We're going to be upgrading it to an SSD, installing some more RAM, and also forcing Mac OS Sonoma onto it. To find out more, let's plug it in. Alright, we'll come around to the side here and... MagSafe version 1. Alright, it's green, now it's orange, so that means it's charging. We... turn it on. That took a bit. And yeah, this thing takes a little bit to boot. The hard drive in this thing is really not the fastest thing in the world. Luckily, I have a very nifty box here full of drives. These are our hard drives. Aha! Our SSDs. We could go with 128 gigs, we could go with 120 gigs, we could even go with 240 gigs. I know what you guys are thinking. Go with the 240 gig one. Now we're going to go with 128 gigs. We don't need that much storage on this thing, especially with what I'm going to be using it for, which is basically my de facto DVD machine. Anytime I need to play a DVD, I'm pulling out this thing. The reason for that being this massive 17-inch display. And it might not have the highest pixel density in the world. They did, however, make some matte high-resolution screens for this though, which I hope to get my hands on one day. But yeah, just watching stuff honestly still looks great on these screens. And yeah, I think for anything to do with DVD or media, this screen's still really great today, just for its pure size. Alright, let's go to About This Mac. And as you can see here, we're running macOS High Sierra, which is the highest thing this Mac here supports. It's a mid-2010 model with a Core i5, 8GB of RAM, and Intel HD graphics. It's probably a good thing that this thing doesn't have dedicated graphics, simply due to the fact that the dedicated graphics on these models, well, they would cook themselves and die. It's an issue on Unibody Macs, so I think this one's safe because of the integrated graphics, so we should be good. And yeah, it's not a Core i7, but honestly, I don't care. Okay, this thing actually has a 500GB hard drive, so we are going to be downgrading the storage a little bit, but yeah, running this thing with a 120GB SSD should be fine. I really should see no issue in doing that. I'm not going to be storing too much stuff on this thing anyway, so yeah, I just want this thing to be bleeding fast. I think it's time that we force Mac OS Sonoma onto this thing. Let's go. Alright, so looking at this, I know what you guys may be thinking. This looks like an M1 MacBook Pro with OpenCore Legacy Patcher opened on it. And you'd be correct, that's exactly what this is. As you can see, we're dongled up with a USB plugged in. This purple one is what we're going to use for the install. And all we need to do is create macOS installer, download macOS installer, and then we just gotta download macOS 14 Sonoma. Hell yeah. Alright, we're gonna download this one. Are you serious? Okay, I deleted a few things. Is this gonna work? Would you look at that? It works. And it's downloading, and it's gonna take forever. What can we do in the meantime? I know. While we wait for macOS Sonoma to download, I think we should crack into this thing and start upgrading it. For that, we're gonna need the silicone mat. That did not go how I wanted it to. That knocked my light all the way over there, which is funny. So to crack into this thing, we're gonna need a screwdriver, and the only screw we really need is basically a Phillips head screwdriver. Apple used to make it actually kind of easy around this time, so let's crack into it. So we got these 4 screws along the top here. These ones are kind of long. This one on the end isn't though. This one's very short, so you do want to watch out for that. Honestly, it's much better than the Torx screws on the MacBook Air, which just strip and then you have to drill them out. And now with all the screws out, this should just be able to, yep, pop off. And we're in. This is the base of the 17-inch MacBook Air. It's just a large sheet of aluminium. Let's see how much RAM's in here. Now I know there's 8 gigs, so this seems to be 2 4-gig sticks. Wait a second. Hold on. There's 2 8-gig sticks in here. So, does this thing only go up to 8 gigs of RAM? MacBook Pro 17-inch highest RAM. So that's kind of funny. This MacBook Pro can only go up to 8 gigs of RAM. So I actually had 16 gigs of RAM in this thing and it was just straight up ignoring one of them. That's okay though. We can still do an upgrade. The fact that it was only using one of the sticks of RAM means that we can actually upgrade it a little bit. Since running dual channel RAM is a little bit faster, what we're gonna do is downgrade this thing to 2 4-gig sticks, which should enable this thing to run with 8 gigs of RAM in dual channel instead of the single channel which it was doing just there. Have a lot of RAM, but they're all 1 or 2 gig sticks. What have we got? We've got 2 gig, you are 2 gig, 1 gig, 1 gig. This one is 2 gigs. This one's 1 gig. 2 gig, 1 gig. I don't have 4 gig RAM sticks. That sucks. I know on some of my other Macs I've got 4 gig RAM sticks, but yeah, that doesn't seem to be something that wants to work, so we're just gonna have to stick with just using one of these 8 gig sticks and hope for the best, because quite frankly it's not reading the other one and I can use it for something. I'll fix this up at another date, but that might be making it run a little bit slower. We'll see. We'll chuck you in the bottom, because I believe that's the one it needs to go in. Now swapping out the hard drive should actually be pretty easy because we just need to unscrew these. And then we pull that out, unplug it, and then we can just take our SSD and plug it in. However, I do want to see if I can transfer these over. And for that, we are going to need Torx screws. Well, I can get some Torx screws out, but I'm going to need my old screwdriver. My Torx bits from my LTT screwdriver are still not here. What is this? This is a T6 screw. This should allow us to move over these little studs onto our SSD so that it should be able to just sit in there properly and not move around. But it's also an SSD, so it doesn't really matter, but I guess it's good to do the job properly. We chuck this bit on the end here. This one doesn't have very strong magnets, so we just gotta screw it in like so. Alright, easy peasy. Then we just take this, we plug it in. We slot that in. When I get my 4 gig sticks, I will fix this up, but for now, it's just gonna have to run single channel, 8 gigs of RAM right here, and a 120 gig SSD. So this thing should be silent, fast, and good. Alright, so here we have the 17-inch MacBook Pro, and this is a USB drive with Sonoma on it. So now it's time to take this and put it into this. How does that work? Well, it's actually pretty simple. We take this USB drive, we plug it into the side, lift up the lid, press the power button and hold Option. As you can see on the screen here, we have 2 options, EFI boot and install macOS Sonoma. The first thing we need to do is click EFI boot, because that does something. It's booting into Windows. What? What? It's booting into Windows. Huh? Why is this booting into Windows? Vio? Oh, I know what Oh my god, I know what this is. So this is the SSD from my Sony Vio video, the one with the really green one. Oh wow, the UI scaling is huge. You know what, while we're here, let's play around on Windows a little bit. It's actually kind of amazing that that just worked. What the hell? Wait, how could this be the Vio machine? This was all colored green and it had Minecraft on it. I'm confused now. What Vio would I have used this in? Okay, I'm going to change the display here. I'm going to change the scaling just so it's not as bad. 200 is way too big for this, but it looks really good, don't get me wrong. This would be a really great laptop for people with vision impairments, and I don't mean that as a joke or anything. Like, having a big 17-inch screen at 200% scaling, everything's pretty big and you still got room to do stuff, but we're gonna go on 100 and wow, that's actually really small. Okay, so there's pretty much no drivers for any of the trackpad or anything, but we don't really need that. Honestly, I'm kind of tempted to maybe get a larger SSD for this thing and maybe dual boot this with Windows. This is kind of cool, not gonna lie. Like, running Windows at this resolution on a 17-inch MacBook is actually kind of nice. Well, there you go. Apparently there was something on this drive. Alright, we're gonna have to restart and we're gonna hold Option, and we're instead going to install Mac OS Sonoma. You know what? Maybe there's a way I can keep both. Alright, we're gonna install Mac OS Sonoma right here. That's a bit interesting. So that's funny. We're able to boot right in the Windows, but when it comes to Mac OS, it's not wanting to do it. I kind of like this. Not gonna lie. This is kind of cool. So I'm gonna have to go figure this out. I'll get back to you when I do, but I might honestly procrastinate and play around with Windows on here. Ah, silly old me. I forgot to do a step. Well, you can at least see where I got confused because the OpenCore EFI boot is the same name as the Windows EFI boot. So let's click the OpenCore one, which is now here. Ooh, check out this fancy menu. Oh, come on, no! Stop trying to boot Windows! They really don't give you a lot of time to pick it, they really don't. Okay, EFI boot. And macOS Sonoma. There we go, finally. You can tell it's Sonoma because the loading bar's on the bottom. I genuinely wonder if that bar down there is just the install, like it's just doing the install right now. That'd actually be kind of cool. Hey, check it out. I like the look of these options. Here we have Restore from Time Machine, Install Mac OS, Sonoma. I think we're gonna go into Disk Utility and we're gonna nuke that Windows install. And who knows, maybe we can put another one on soon, but I genuinely just want to have it as a nice clean drive, ready to use. We're going to go erase. The way this was grayed out, I thought it was only going to let me do NTFS, which would be a bit strange, but we're going to do macOS journaled, and we're going to do Macintosh HD. If this comes up with that error that it usually comes up with whenever I do this, I'm not going to be very happy. Oh, would you look at that? It's done. Let's press done, because it's done. Alright, so now that that's done, let's close that off. Install macOS Sonoma. Alright, let's press continue. Spinning beach ball, of course. It's a little bit slow. It's not a good sign for things ahead if it's going to be like this. This is a bit concerning, actually. Oh man, that took quite a bit. Alright, we're going to agree. Select Macintosh HD and continue. Will it start? Yay, it's doing it! So I'm gonna let this thing sit here. Now, many people have pointed out that the macOS Sonoma wallpaper kind of gives them Windows XP vibes. Well, everyone knows the picture Bliss, which was used in Windows XP. That picture was actually taken in Sonoma, California. So that's where the Bliss wallpaper was taken, and hey, macOS Sonoma. Green Hills? Coincidence? I think not. And something about that default video, which we will see soon, those hills kind of look familiar. Could you imagine if the actual XP hill was used in the video for the macOS Sonoma background? If it did, I bet you someone is one day going to find that and it's going to become one of those weird facts that we know for whatever reason. Anyways, this is going to take a while, so let's cut to when it's done. Alright, so it's done the installation, I think. The Apple logo and the bar was loading. And oh, yes, this looks like progress. This is taking a little bit to load though. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, it's I don't think the graphics are happy. Yeah, it's
Mac OS contains a built-in screen reader called VoiceOver.
Oh no. Stop, please. Okay, phew, at least I can mute that. Alright, Australia. Continue. Yeah, wow, this looks a little uglier than I thought. Terms and conditions. Yes, I agreed to not build any nuclear bombs using iTunes. How long is this going to take? Alright, that took way longer than expected. No, we're not going to enable location. Continue. And not Cupertino, but good old Adelaide. Yeah, there we go. I don't think they need to know what we're doing here. Yeah, let's just continue. My god, the setup takes forever. And my camera just doesn't want to film any of this. It wants to go away. Right. Enable R Siri. How about no? Press continue. Oh, here we go. Let's choose dark. Will it change the background as well? Or is the white a result of the graphics issues? I knew it. I knew it. Unless the background's about to go black and it's going to prove me wrong. Oh, we saw a little bit of the image there, so that's interesting. Yeah, there's a very interesting look here with the white background and then the black UI in the middle. Usually the transition on Sonoma between the installer and the desktop is a lot more pretty. This is just struggling. I didn't actually expect this to be as slow, because the videos I watched about this, it seemed so much better, but this just seems really bad. Maybe it still needs to install drivers and stuff, which we might do later, but yeah, it's not the fastest thing in the world, but macOS Sonoma is running on this Mac. Oh yeah, nah, the graphics driver is straight up just, yeah, it's bad. You can tell because of the dock. The dock is not transparent. Let's get this thing off of the video background and hopefully save this thing a little bit. Yeah. This did not go as well as I expected. Let's go with Sonoma. Because I know you can have a background without drivers. Yes! Oh, that looks a lot better. But this still looks pretty bad. Oh, it's chugging. It's chugging real bad. Oh no. My poor MacBook Pro. Yeah, this is actually unusable. It's frozen. I can't move the mouse anywhere. I can't really do anything. Not sure what I'm gonna be able to do, to be honest. Oh, okay, it's getting even worse now. This isn't good. Go to the top corner. Oh, I see the box trying to appear. Open Core Legacy Patch jump scare. Oh, please, mouse, please. Oh, man. Come on, guys. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can very slowly bring the mouse to click this. Oh, stop. Let it catch up. And bring us some more. Oh, the mouse is 1-to-1 now. Oh, it was for a second. It was. Okay. Mouse is back to being 1-to-1 again. We can click OK. Okay, things are speeding up a little bit. Build and install OpenCore. Do it. Do the thing. Post-install boot patch. Let's do that. Oh, look at it go. Look at all of the stuff it is doing. Hopefully it makes it run a little bit faster than it currently is right now. This is a little bit slow. Oh, look at that. This is actually running pretty well now. Let's reboot to apply the changes. Run! Oh. Restart. Oh, no, it's going slow again. Restart. Restart. Run! Become faster, my child! Do the thing, please! Alright, so now the system has rebooted and here we are on the lock screen of macOS Sonoma, and as you can see, this is running a whole lot better already. We've got the new clock on the top, we have the password on the bottom, and if we just type it in, we should log right into macOS Sonoma. It's still not the fastest thing in the world. Oh, it's because it's trying to reopen everything. But it seems to, yeah, it seems to definitely be a lot more usable. I don't know what's going on with my background, but hey. Oops, there goes everything. Ah, there we go. That's better. Transparency's working. Very nice. So yeah, you can see here 2.53 GHz dual-core Intel Core i5, Intel HD graphics, 4 GB of RAM. Why is this thing only taking 4 gigs of RAM now? Do we not just have one 8 gig stick in this thing, or what? That's actually kind of concerning. That's the wrong RAM. That's straight up not the RAM we have in this thing. So yeah, just taking a look at this. I mean, it's running fairly well, not gonna lie. The multi-touch gestures, they just work. It's actually not too bad. Yep, that works pretty good. I want to see what the animated wallpapers look like, because we didn't get to see that properly last time. Oh yeah, it's not a very smooth frame rate. I don't really know why the frame rate would be so bad. It's really just a video. Yeah, that's really not the smoothest thing in the world. If we hit enter and log back in, yeah, we can see it start to slow back down. We should bring this thing back to Sonoma. There we go. So here we are on the desktop. We can do many cool things. Why don't we go on to Safari? Let's go to youtube.com/frogfaduck. I want to see if sound works. I know some have issues with sound, so yeah. Let's watch our latest video here, and let's see how this runs. Alright, well, the video plays, but I'm not getting any audio playback, which is not good. Damn, that sucks. So the speakers don't work, which is really weird because the audio was working during setup. So why isn't the audio working now? That's very weird. I guess we can just kind of imagine what the video would sound like. Let's go to 1080-60. Yeah, that's playing it back perfectly. That's running at full speed. Bit of a shame that the speakers don't work though, but I suppose you can always just use some headphones with this, or... That's strange, nothing's working. Alright, let's go back into settings. Why was my hand blue? Why was my hand blue just then? That was strange, it looked like I was wearing a glove. So yeah, I think just sound drivers in general just aren't working. My whole plan of using this as a media computer gone down the toilet. I can probably just run Windows on this thing, let's be real. I mean, honestly, if I had to pick between running macOS High Sierra and Windows 11, I'm probably gonna pick Windows 11, not gonna lie. It's just more up to date and has better software support. But if this could run fine, then this would be a much better alternative for a Mac. But on this computer, Windows 10/11 might actually be a better alternative for this, which is kind of funny. I love how CDs and DVDs, all this stuff shows up here, considering there are no Macs supported with a DVD drive in them, which is kind of funny. I know this isn't going to run because this is a Windows game, but here we have Legoland. Let's just put it in. I think it'll be fine because I actually found this in an old Mac, so it should allow us to see what's on the CD. So let's chuck it in. It takes it. So look at that. Latest Mac OS Sonoma supports just running CDs, which makes sense. You know, why remove the feature considering you can just buy a USB super drive and run it? So yeah, here's autorun.bmp. At least there's stuff to look at on here. Legoland, full screen. Oh, check out that crusty bitmap. Look at this guy, look at that mustache. Look at this smile. I wish I could be as happy as this person. Check these guys out. These guys are cool. I like these guys. We can probably full screen. Yeah, look at that. That's crusty right there. This one here is setup.bmp, which is practically the same thing with start.ico, which is just the Lego logo. Also, another way to tell a Mac's performance is to turn magnification on. Okay, that's smooth. So let's right click this. Let's edit some widgets. Let's add some widgets on here, because this is something you can't do on High Sierra. Let's add the battery. That's a bit slow. That's still slow. Let's do the weather. That's very slow still. Yeah, this is quite slow, so it seems like all the new elements are designed for Apple Silicon. Oh, I guess we're opening the weather app. I want to add a location. If I search here, Adelaide. Let's full screen this. Let's get the full screen weather experience. Go. It's really not wanting to full screen. I can't even quit the weather app. What the hell? Oh, what? Whoa, what the okay, now we're in Launchpad. We have a black rectangle here. This is whoa, whoa, that's some motion blur right there. Actually, that looks kind of sick, not gonna lie. Oh my god, oh, okay, we've gotten some screenshots. This thing's cooked. Look at that. I love the effect of that. Oh, we're oh my god. Oh my. Whoa, what is how is this possible? What is going on? Yeah, wow, this is bad. We can let's paint the screen with system settings. Whee! Alright, I think I'm determined to bring this thing to its knees. Why don't we just boing, 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 and boing. Look at them all bounce. Alright, let's see if we can hunt for any apps. Oh, here we go, first one. Next we have, oh, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna give it some credit. It's handling it and it's opening all the apps. It is picking up my camera, as you can see, but no video, so I don't know what's going on with that. Like I said, honestly, it's running fine. Maybe if the graphics issues weren't really a thing, this is running better than expected. You know, opening apps and moving things around wise, because that's still pretty good. It's just the graphics issues. Also the fact that there's no sound. Yeah, with that being said, that's the MacBook running Mac OS Sonoma. It's trying. Just put Windows on this thing. If you need up-to-date software, that's probably the better route to go with. So yeah, my name is Frogforduck. You can say that however you want, I really don't care. New videos whenever I want. Consider becoming a channel member like these people on the screen have. Thank you very much for your support. There's some extra bonus content on there that you can watch right now. And you also get exclusive ranks on my Discord server. It's a good time. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching.